Hey guys, it is Justin from Naughty Book. So just want to kind of, make an informal video, right? An informal video um, detailing the events of the last 24 hours. But for most people that are going to watch the video, they have no idea what Naughty Book is. They don't know who the people in question are, or the actions that they took. They don't know who I am. They don't know who you are. If you're part of Naughty Book. So first, we're going to run through a very quick summarization of what Naughty Book is, how it came to be, where it, how it grew, and where it was up until 24 hours ago, and then the drama that unfolded, the problem that we had, and then where we are moving forward. Right. So, a quick summarization. Right. NaughtyBook.com is a platform where we bridge the gap between social networking, social media, and content creation, right? While still providing content creators the maximum allotment of, income. So, for example, OnlyFans, Fansly, for example, they take 20% of your sale, right? We take 5%, right? We're not here to make a big, quick buck. We're here to promote the sex worker industry in a safe, fun environment for everybody, which is what we're getting up to. So Naughty Book was then created to help bridge the gap between, a platform like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, kind of combined into one, but also with content creation, right? So content creators can come, they can chit chat with people, they can interact, post memes or whatever. Users can come on the site, chit chat, interact, have fun, make friends and groups and whatnot. But then sometimes maybe also buy content, So Naughty Book almost died. I do want to say that clearly. Naughty Book almost died. Now, Naughty Book isn't a huge platform, right? We've got 2,000 members. It's a brand new website. It came out, I think, sometime in December, right? So it's a brand new website. We've done next to zero advertising because we're still in beta, right? We still have bugs. We still have features we want to add. We still have things that need to be fixed. We still have people that we need to get into the right spot. We got to find people that have certain skill sets and put them in the right spot before we go, kind of public and do mass advertising and try to get, 400,000 users. You know what I'm saying? So right now, it's just word of mouth. Now, I was contacted sometime, I think it was December something, um, by a developer. And um, so for all intents and purposes, everyone here is going to remain as anonymous as possible, right? You'll come to understand why. Me, I don't care about me, right? I don't care about me. My likeness, my voice is being distorted, but my likeness, I don't really care. So um, I was contacted by a developer, and the developer and I chit-chatted. We were going to work on some, Discord bot development stuff, and I pointed him over to a website that I was working on, and he was very interested, right? So we decided to work on it together. And I don't know, it may have been a couple days later, he hooked me up with a guy named Deviant. And Deviant's a very well-spoken, well knowledgeable person in the sex industry business. And in my view, I saw somebody who had a well-designed Discord server, a couple thousand members, um, has some really nice things going on, and possibly more than a couple thousand members, right? Seemed to be tied to many Discord servers because once he started advertising Naughty Book, we got to 2,000 members in like 1 month, right? So it had to have been more than a couple thousand members. Deviant came off to be a very well-versed professional, very nice guy. Um, Occasionally, you would hear stories as time progressed. Occasionally, you would hear kind of, some bad stories, that he would yell at girls for an hour at a time, 2 hours at a time. Um, would say things to them that that you would not hear like a business owner, right, say ever to their employees, right? Some pretty bad stuff. And I brushed it off because I wasn't thinking about Naughty Book as a business, right? I thought about it as this is a fun little project I'm doing. I might make a little bit of money. I might make some friends, I might have a little bit of fun. So, so, as time went on, we kept developing Naughty Book, and some new features and stuff came out. Things were going great. Everything was pretty cool. Everything was pretty cool, and I do want to say that Naughty Book grew quite quick, right? For no advertising, quite quick. Um, the only problem is we didn't know who was on our team, and that's kind of our fault. We did not at all do any kind of inspecting or investigating. Um, didn't dig into the stories. Deviant told us that a he had been in the army. He was an MP, of all things, an MP. That he got out of the army because he got shot in the leg or something, and then started up an advocacy sometime after being a law enforcement agent, and also worked at the Department of Corrections, like prison, for quite a while, and then opened up an advocacy in somewhere in Washington. So, also stating that he worked for OnlyFans, like currently worked for OnlyFans, and had ties to the owners of Pornhub, right? So it sounded great, right? Sounded great. And yeah, it was a little fishy. Don't get me wrong, a little bit. But I saw that this guy had great potential to increase the visibility of my website, the little company that I was starting up. And yeah, I just kind of, hey, cool, man, that's great, that's awesome. You are pretty much what we've been looking for. It's awesome. And yeah, it just passed my mind that I didn't even look into it, right? Um, so so as time went on, and it's only been since December, right? Like 6 girls had come forward to me with not bad things, not very bad things, but just kind of the way he acted, the way he spoke to them. He'd get drunk and, abuse them verbally for hours on end, force them to sit on camera and listen to him, or he would throw them out of his life forever, and ruin their online reputation, scare the shit out of these girls who are trying to make a living off of what they do, which is, well, sell their body and their likeness and their character and the things about them, chatting with them, seeing them, being intimate with them, all that stuff, right? He said he would ruin that. And pretty much everybody that came into contact with Deviant as a sex worker believed him because of all the things that he had set up. It seemed all legit, or at least legit enough for the average person to believe, So, so, um, I got a message from Deviant. Um, I want to say it was before I got sick, right? So 5 days ago, 7 days ago, somewhere around there, that he discovered a company. Um, I'm not going to name them. They're quite big, and they wanted to potentially absorb us, or merge with us, or partner with us, or become an affiliate in some form or fashion. And we jumped in a voice chat with a developer who's, I believe, is also a co-owner or a variation thereof, right? We spoke for a little bit. I didn't speak very much. We spoke for a little bit. By the way, Deviant is my chief of marketing, and I have a developer, and I'm a developer. I'm also owner, and everyone else is just under me. But Deviant was very well spoken. Seemed educated as hell, and knew what to say, knew how to be a leader. So I let him take the reins on practically every aspect of Naughty Book. And so, during the chat, everything sounded great, right, from the company standpoint coming onto us. We talked about contracts, we talked about, progressing, talked about, additions of features, how we can, coexist together, and we can both grow, how we can both help each other. Um, for example, me providing development services to them providing advertising and legal services to us, etc. Right? So it seemed like a very nice mutual benefit. I got off the call. Me and Deviant were on call for maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then I went to bed. And then I woke up after I, got sick for it's like 5 days. And I got a message and said, "Hey man, are you available?" And I'm like, "No," because I was in town doing business. And the message I got said, "Hey, this company's talking about, straight out buying us, um, just buying the company, the platform, or investing in the platform quite heavily. If you have time, you should get on." And I was like, "Okay, I'll step outside and we'll chit chat." And that is not what the conversation was about, not at all. The conversation was that, and she wasn't wrong, she's not wrong, right? We are basically dumb because we didn't do any investigation towards Deviant. Not at all. Not saying, right, not saying, okay, that every single person that comes into our path needs an investigation or some kind of internal looking. Not saying that at all. What I'm saying is when I take in somebody and put them in a high position, things should be looked at. And I didn't put that in my brain when I met Deviant. That wasn't even part of my plan. So, she's right. That should have been something I had done. And with my, 20 plus years of development, programming, scripting, tech knowledge, what she found probably would have been kind of easy for me to find too. So, Deviant goes by the name of Nicholas Jeffrey Wells. That's his real name. Living somewhere in, we have his address, but living somewhere in Washington. Deviant has been doing this for, since right around 2011 that we can trace back to. So basically, what he does is starts a community, right? And it grows and it grows and it grows, and he's doing good. He's making money, he's profitable, right? He does not get on camera, he does not send pictures. He does do audio occasionally. He will VC with the people that are very important to him. For example, me and my developer, and also the girls that he wants to potentially date, which at any given time is about 20 to 25 girls at one time. So the audio chat. He'll never get on camera. He won't get on camera because his picture is all over the internet. A few forms of his picture is on the internet. Some of his identification cards are also on the internet. So she found out that what he does is he starts a company. It gets big, kind of big, I should say. And then somebody, at some point, somebody eventually finds out who he is. And it crumbles down really quick. He tries to do damage control, tries to make sure it doesn't die. It always does. He'll disappear for maybe a week, 2 weeks, and then there's a brand new company that he started with a new identity, a new name, a new persona, right? But his downfall is eventually he does get on camera or he does send pictures. He's got the same hand tattoos, the same forearm tattoos, the same, it's the same guy. And eventually people notice. And like this girl, she did just a quick investigation, boom, discovered all these pictures. So what does Deviant do? Deviant blackmails. Deviant does revenge porn. Deviant forces girls to do sex against their will for money, right? for example, to use Naughty Book, to get on Naughty Book and sell their body for money so that he can make money, right? Because if the content creator is going to make more money, they need to buy his services as well. So not only does, I'm assuming, don't get me here, I'm assuming she gives him some money or all the money, I don't know. I don't really know the link there, but I do know that they have to buy his premium content on his bot, right? For like advertising and creator roles and stuff, which he did integrate into my site. We call it the creator package, right? So if you subscribe to his premium bot services, it's like 50 bucks. Then you also on my site get the creator role, which gives you, it's like 25 more features on my site. So that was part of his little game. So blackmailing, right? He will, to expand on this, he will save your identity. At some point, he will get your identification card because he will put himself in a position of power to where he has access to the verification channels, right? And he will save your identification card. If you're a really cute girl, he's definitely got it. So then, you guys will chit chat for a while, and he will record your voice, your video, and at some point also your sex. And later down the line, if you don't do exactly what he said, and I do mean exactly what he says, when he says it, how he says it, then you get like an hour or 2 hours of him, bitching and moaning to you. It's, from what we're told by many girls, it's incredibly uncomfortable, it's embarrassing, it's demeaning, it's very hurtful, shameful, the way he talks to these girls privately. And he will blackmail you, right, to keep sending, nudes to him and to keep basically kind of being like a girlfriend, so he blackmails girls like crazy. The second thing is identity theft. Like I said, he'll save your identity, like mine, right? Like my picture, my voice, things about me, knowledge about my life. He'll save it. He'll record it. And once his world comes crashing down, he'll pick somebody right out of this plethora of people, and he will become that person online. Like I said, he doesn't video chat. He rarely sends pictures, right? Rarely sends pictures. He does audio all the time, like voice chat. But he will become that person. He then also instructed us, which I had to agree with him on my website, Naughty Book, to allow the super admins and the owners and developers to have full access to all the material on the site. So you as a creator come to my site, you make monetized content that is hidden from all public view, but it is not hidden from the super admins. Now the moderators can't see it, but the super admins can. So Deviant then now worked his way around, right? To be able to see special content, the girls that he liked. That's another thing that he would do. And we found that out yesterday. Then also, what we had learned yesterday after this ousting was that Deviant has been doing this, like I said, since 2011, has been busted 4 times that we know of, has had, the name is usually kind of the same. It's like a version of Nick or Nicholas or Nikolai. The story's always the same. Oh, I was in the army, I got shot in the leg, blah, blah, blah. Same fucking story, right? Pretty much every time. Because it's a story that he's comfortable with, that he's been running with for 10 years, that he knows very well. He doesn't have to make things up. He knows it. He's made it up for 10 years. He's very comfortable telling these stories. So Scambusters did a pretty good thing. They on numerous occasions wanted to get in business with Nikolai or Nicholas or whatever. Just call him Deviant. They wanted to get in business with him, but in order to do so, he had to get on camera. And every single time they would say, "Hey man, it's time to get on camera. It's time to do our little contract or little thing." He would always have some excuse as to why. Well, right now I can't get on camera. No, I can't do that. You know, it's just not possible. Some other time, some other time, some other time. And this was the scene. This was the path that was taken for many years in many different business, businesses that had tried to come to contact with Deviant and make some kind of larger agreement where they needed to see him, right? They couldn't, and they never would. So Deviant is extremely controlling. Let me get into that. In the first hour after posting the evidence that we had and a public apology and our policy statements and where we are, where we stand, where we're going to move from here, within an hour we had maybe 20 people come forward and start telling their stories, right? That we weren't bullshitting, right? That this is not a lie. The Deviant is a manipulative asshole that goes after women. So what he would do was, for example, with me, right? With me. So, we all were working together, and every single girl that I would come into contact with, whether it be a moderator, an admin, or a content creator, he would go behind my back and tell these girls, don't talk to him. He's creepy. He's weird. If I find out you talk to him, bad things are going to happen to you, right? He would never tell you like what's going to happen. He would always just tell you bad things will happen. People that don't do what I like, people that don't do what I say, bad things happen. And he really intimidated the girls. All these girls quit talking to me, all of them. The moderators, the admins, the content creators. We would chit chat maybe, I don't know, once a week. But in order to make this seem legit, he came up with a system, a hierarchy, if you will. So instead of talking to me, right, the site developer, about a problem, first a content creator would go to a girl that was put into place. If she could not resolve the issue, it would go to a different girl who had more permissions and knowledge about the site. And if she couldn't fix it, then it would go to Deviant. If Deviant couldn't fix it, you'd go to the other developer, right? If the other developer couldn't fix it, fuck it, it went to me. So, and he would always tell me, if any of these girls come to you with problems, instead of going to person A, you need to let me know. And I'm like, okay, because the things that I would say sometimes would need damage control, right? Because I'm blunt, I'm open, I'm honest and transparent. Like, for example, where the website is right now, I would tell you straight up that Naughty Book is not a place to make money. Not right now. It's not. We don't have a user base. Deviant wouldn't like that. Deviant would say, no, we're a growing business or a growing company. The website is gaining traction. It's fluid. People should come. People should spend money, which is true. People should come. They should enjoy the site, sure. But I don't want to lie to them, right? So they put all their eggs in one basket, leave OnlyFans or whatever, and lose out on, I don't know how much money. Because they're not going to make it on my platform. I don't have any users, right, that are going to buy content on a regular basis. I wouldn't lie to people. And Deviant would get fucking mad on, and that's just one, but Deviant would get mad whenever something that I would say didn't fit what he would like of me to say and have to do like damage control, right? So he came up with this hierarchy, people to not talk to me, right? That they would go through these channels, and eventually those channels would lead to Deviant, which Deviant would then lead to me directly. That's just the tip of the iceberg as far as controlling. He would make girls, because he had so many girlfriends, right? So many girls that he was trying to date at one time, every month. He would take girls to random servers that no one's ever heard of to do private voice chats, right? So, well, he would see them on video, they would hear him in voice, right? So the girls, and he even said, I only do this because the other girls will get jealous, and I don't want that to happen. No, you did it because you've got 20 girls on the line, right, that think that you're trying to date, which you're not. I mean, you are, but you're a fuck boy, right? That's what you are. So you take them to a server nobody will ever find you to in, and you have your fun. And then you come back to your home server, you grab another girl at some point, go to a random server, and you have your fun. You come back to your, like, so Deviant was extremely controlling and manipulative, gaslighting these women very badly. There are an array, this has been 25 minutes, there are an array of things that Deviant has done to these girls, every single one of them last night when I opened up a server and invited, the girls, hey, invite your friends, invite everybody that you need to know this, this information. Every single one of them said the exact same thing. I feel sick to my stomach. I don't know what to say. I need to take a break from the internet. This is crazy. I can't believe this. Actually, yes, I can. And here's my story. And it just went on and went on and went on all night long. Their stories, their interactions, and they all sounded the same fucking way. Deviant would come into their life really nice, and by the end of it was this controlling, manipulative, narcissistic asshole that truthfully only wanted them for their body and their money, their ability to make money, right? Because if they made money, he made money. Which, hey, as a business owner, that's great, right? That's cool. But you don't use women in those ways. You don't control women. They're not property. They're not objects. They're not here to fill your fucking wallet, right? Um, they're not here for your pleasure and your amusement. These girls, just like anybody, are struggling to eat, are struggling to pay electricity, their rent sometimes, their car payment, their insurance. This is how they make those ends meet. Um, for the vast majority of them, they're brand new. And when they meet somebody like Deviant, they stop. They don't ever want to come back, right? And there's a lot of Deviants out there. I mean, there really are. And then we ran into another guy, um, and turns out he was forcing girls that we were working with, right? That we had partnered with to get more users. Turns out he was forcing girls to verify themselves fully nude, right? And not just like, a camera shot of them. No, like grab the camera, let me see your whole body all the way down. And also listen to me masturbate. Listen to me have fun. You don't have to be on camera, but I want you to listen to it. Sext me. And if you don't sext me, I'm going to yell at you and scream at you and be derogatory. I'm going to put you down. I'm going to put you in your place. And if you don't go with it and agree with it, and if you don't enjoy it, we're going to remove you from the sex creation world. You'll never come back. And a lot of these girls were intimidated. They were scared, and they went with it. At least once or twice, they went with it. And it really damaged and hurt a few girls that we had contact with last night. Um, and so, like I said, 30-minute video, right? Not as long as I wanted it to be, but here we are. There's a lot more, right? There's a lot more, and we're not going to get into it. We're just not. Now, none of it is any worse than what I've already told you. It would just be another 45 or 50-minute video. No thanks. I've already devoted enough time to this asshole to prod his ego and make him smile and whatnot. But what I can say, okay, is one, Naughty Book is not a place for people like that. Okay, I was in the sex industry. I was a BDSM porn star for 6 years. I worked at kink.com. I worked at askworship.com. I worked for Live Jasmine, did a little live show there. Didn't really like it. And then I worked for Chatterbait for, it was like 4 years. Did really well there, really well. I have been to Exotica. I've been to many times. I've been to hotel parties. I've been to bars. I've been to clubs, casinos, with other models, actresses. Even the VIP patrons, we would all meet up at like 2 times a year, 3 times a year. We would meet up and go out and have fun. And what I can say is the sex industry is full of bad promoters. Usually, not saying all the time, usually the sex worker is good, right? They're okay. It's the promoter or the manager that's fucking terrible, right? They're bad people. Um, and it's mainly because the sex worker is brand new and does not know the limitations or the boundaries that they should have set for themselves in the sex industry. And when this person is nice to you and they're all lovey-dovey and they're friendly and they make it seem like this is the path, this is the way to do it, it's not, right? So going forward, right, I just want to be clear, Naughty Book is going to put into a place where if, should we ever, bring people back into the team that have not been there before, that we cannot personally, vouch for, that we haven't looked into, which there have been a couple. Um, what we're going to do is do a small research and investigation, um, to make sure the person doesn't have any trash on the internet, right? Um, if so, then welcome to the team. After a long, lengthy interview process, maybe 2 interview processes, we're going to actually grab resumes and full information and verify information, get references and whatnot. Um, like I said, when I met Deviant, this is like a little fun project, this little side project. I thought I could make a little bit of money from and some friends and have some fun. It wasn't a business. This was something that was, hey, this is cool. You know, this moving forward, this is a business. This is something that I'm going to take serious, that we're all taking serious. Now the girls, of course, and of course the guys, but the girls, of course, always take it serious, right? They're from day one, they were serious. Um, Everyone else, though, is not, right? Myself included. But from this moment forward, we will be. As far as content creators, it's very open, right? Very open. And as for staff, like developers, we're going to run through the same process, like I just explained. Probably a by interview, right? We'll interview with me directly, and then we'll probably have a content creator who's been in the business for many, many years interview this person. We'll collect information. We will research it. We will confirm it. We'll grab references, actually call references, make sure they're good, and then welcome to the team. As far as our policies on everything, we are absolutely against everything that I've discussed in this video. Blackmailing, identity theft, gaslighting, and being an alpha male towards women, and being that guy. No, we are absolutely against that. And I implore, I beg every content creator that comes on to our website, if that should ever happen to you, should you ever meet somebody in my staff, or that's affiliated with me in any way, treat you like that, or start giving you a bunch of red flags, please come directly to me or go to somebody in the hierarchy of like where our HR department would be, right? Send us a complaint form. We will create a complaint form that's anonymous, that does not collect your IP addresses, does not collect your information, your email. It's anonymous, so we can do a little silent investigation, right? Moving forward, we hope that everything is good and that we can still grow. And that we can, I want to say that we can get back to where we were. I don't really care about the growth that Deviant was bringing. We'll find other ways. That's okay. I just want to get back to normal. You know what I'm saying? But for everyone out there in the sex industry, be on the lookout for people like Deviant. I will post links below for pretty much everything that I've talked about. We have way more evidence than what I'm going to put down below. Screenshots, recordings, audio samples, voice chats between me and these girls who said it was okay I could record. The ones that I didn't ask, I did not record. Of course. There's 3 girls that said it was cool. So I just want to be clear, be careful, because you're going to find people that you really like, that are very friendly, that are well versed and knowledgeable. They're intuitive. They're great, right? These are the people that you really, really want to impress, and you really want to make a really good impression on, because your sex work can be greatly impacted by this one person, but it is not worth being treated like a piece of shit, garbage, trash, an object for their pleasure in any form of fashion, right? I'm not just meaning sexual gratification. Any form of pleasure, it's not worth it. Find somebody else. Move on. Get a different promoter. Get a different manager. Find a safe person to help you grow online. Be safe, everybody.